All right, should be live. It's been a while again. So hopefully the audio is good and all that. Um, Joey showed up like before I even tweeted anything because I guess he was watching the topic on the Asahi Stream channel, which is one of the places we hang around in. Also, I just got my M2 Air, so that's fun. It runs fine, as expected. So give me a sec to move my screen a bit. It's a bit awkward right now because I have like a thing for my comments in an arm, but now the laptop is below it and there's a Mac Studio taking up space. Anyway, so yeah, it's been a while, and I'm going to be working on getting the keyboard working on the M2 machines in the bootloader because that's not done yet. And as you've probably heard, Linus Torvalds is now using our kernel on an M2. But he's gonna go traveling in I think a few weeks or something. And if he can't switch kernels in GRUB when testing kernels, that's obviously not very practical. So so that has sort of jumped to the top of my to-do list. Mind you, this needed to be fixed soon anyway, because I can't call support for the M2 like non-expert only, for adventurous people only until that is fixed. So this was going to happen anyway. But before I go that, I might as well just talk because I was just planning out kind of what I'm going to be working on in the next few weeks or so. So I might as well just mention that a bit before I get working. So I have like a list of low-hanging fruit, sort of low-hanging fruit, to get through in the next few weeks. First thing is this one, the keyboard MTP support in U-boot. That needs to happen. And I've actually been spending a whole bunch of time in the past couple of days trying to figure out, not because supporting it in the bootloader is easy, but the problem is the handoff between the bootloader and Linux. And the problem is that we don't know how to reset that coprocessor, and it only sends the initialization information when it boots. And I tried everything to see if I could reset it. There's probably some way of doing it, but without hardware documentation, because macOS doesn't do it, so we can't just trace it. If we can't reboot it, then Linux can't pick up where U-boot left off without U-boot sending Linux some information. It needs to send the initialization structures. And there's basically only two ways of doing that. The sort of sane way is passing it in the device tree. But that kind of sucks because, we have to add a device tree prop that is basically like blob of info for, Linux. And then there's a hack that I came up with that I'm actually kind of leaning towards, which is that the bootloader can stuff that information back into the FIFO for Linux to just find it when it boots. And that sort of feels like a horrible hack, but it's kind of elegant in that we don't have to do anything in the device tree. There's one catch, though, which is that right now the Linux driver doesn't actually have a direct dependency on the coprocessor. So basically, the driver waits until the initialization data. There's a separate driver to bring up the coprocessor, and it doesn't really matter which one boots first because sort of only when both are started is anything interesting going to start happening. But if the bootloader puts the information in the FIFO already, then Linux is going to pick that up immediately. It's going to try to send commands to the coprocessor. If the coprocessor isn't actually up, that's going to time out and fail. So this was sort of a to-do anyway. Linux needs to actually... I have a device tree reference between one to the other, so the Linux NTP driver needs to actually somehow talk to the coprocessor bring-up driver to make sure it depends on it. So that's one little nit that needs to change in Linux. And then U-boot needs to support this. And, do the whole like stuffing stuff back into the FIFO thing. So I'm going to be working on that. But then there's also the iMac and the Mac Studio need USB firmware loaded to make the some of the USB ports work. It's a really dumb thing. I know I already looked at it in the past. There was a whole stream when I was trying to figure out what the problem was, and then I realized that there was no firmware. So yeah, that's definitely a few hours problem, famous last words. But no, it's more than a few hours because I need to do the firmware extractor, I need to make it work with multiple kernels, and then actually write the code to load it. But it's definitely a one stream issue. And I know Maz wants me to do that to get the USB ports working on the studio, and I want that too because I'm going to be making a NAS out of Macs in the near future, and I'm going to need that. And then number 3 is a Wi-Fi tracer. I actually started working on this the other day. So the Wi-Fi driver was written um, without any like high-level tracing because most of the changes that we needed to add to the Linux driver were things that already existed in drivers for Android. There's like a different Broadcom driver for Android that you can kind of find in random trees on the internet, and that one has support for some of the newer version structures that Apple uses in their firmware. So that was enough to make Wi-Fi work. And then the OTP stuff only needs like a very simple tracer, so that wasn't a problem. But we have 3 problems with Wi-Fi. Sleep doesn't work. We need to figure out how to put the module to sleep so that we can actually sleep the machine. It's really the only thing blocking like basic suspend support in these machines right now. Access point mode doesn't work. I noticed that when I was traveling with the M1 Pro laptop recently. And that's just kind of annoying. Shouldn't be a big deal to fix, but like one of the commands that, fails. So I don't know if macOS does it a different way or the command's just not there or what. And then this one's important: Bluetooth coexistence. Right now, Bluetooth fails horribly when the Wi-Fi is 2.4 gigahertz. And we noticed that because we just added Bluetooth support. But yeah, there's a bunch of magic that is related to Bluetooth coax. And the only sane way of figuring that out is to trace what macOS is doing. So I need to write a Wi-Fi tracer that does like a high-level protocol trace of the Wi-Fi, like Broadcom Wi-Fi stuff. So again, I expect the tracing to be a one stream kind of deal, and then I'm not sure if I will might take another stream to get those 3 issues solved or something like that. But that's kind of the level of complexity there. And then once that works, I would work on sleep, which is already kind of mostly there. And when the Wi-Fi works, it should be fairly easy to get basic S2 idle working. It's mostly just testing and fixing nits, because I already tested that without Wi-Fi. But once that works, then we need PSCI, and this has been in the back burner for a while. We need like a custom version of PSCI there, because these machines cannot support standard PSCI mechanisms, and that would be used for putting the CPUs into deep sleep, which is important for saving power. Not totally critical. I mean, the machines are still pretty low power even without that, but it's important. And yeah, so that there's like a prototype Joey just mentioned that he should rebase his PSCI stuff. But yeah, I want to take that and sort of see if I can get into something we can ship in Asahi at least, and then throw it out upstream and see what they say about it. So that this is like my short list for the next few weeks. And yeah, I think if I can get all these things done, even though none of these are particularly difficult, they're not like big drivers or anything, it will improve the experience a lot. And like we can start talking of Bluetooth being production ready, the M2 being production ready, the machines being daily drivable as a travel laptop and that kind of thing. And then sort of after that, the next things would be stuff like DCP for the screen needs to happen. The audio story with user space, especially the speaker stuff, needs to be productionized. That's sort of the order of things. Upstream plan, yeah. So that's a different story. I need to start throwing things at upstream. I was just that's sort of a parallel thing. And a few people also mentioned that they would like to see me do like kernel upstreaming work on stream. So I'll also try to get some of that done. So yeah, like this is the list of sort of development type stuff, but I also want to interleave upstreaming type work. So we'll see how that goes. So also today, for example, if I fix MTP and it doesn't take too long, I'm actually going to do, because I guess people might also be interested in this, I'll see if I can do an actual like Asahi release with our packages and everything. Just like on stream. So we'll see about that. 1 second. Let me just fix some stuff. Yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah. Setting a charge limit manually is not supported in macros. Would this be possible inside Asahi Linux? We already support stopping charging, but there's no... The hardware doesn't support setting a charge limit. It supports stopping charging. So it would be up to user space to sort of manage that, but I thought about this, and it might be worth implementing that in our battery driver, so that you can set the charge limit from user space, which is already supported, by the way, by some user space tools. And then the kernel just turns charging on and off automatically based on that. And I think the reason why that's a good idea is because in S2 idle support, in S2 idle standby mode, user space is not running, but the kernel is. So if we do it this way, the charge limit would work even in S2 idle suspend. But yeah, the basic support for that is already there, actually. Okay. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. So for MTP, I was already doing a bit of work here. This file is broken, but basically, this one, I split off the keyboard support in here, because the SPI keyboard driver was doing the HID parsing inside it. So I split that up into a separate file, and so now they can both share that code. So this isn't done yet. I was working on this earlier, and then I got sidetracked trying to figure out if there was a way of resetting the helper CPU, and I gave up. I looked at everything. I looked at firmware. I looked at it in Ghidra. I tried a bunch of reset mechanisms. I tried finding new registers that could handle this, and I tried flipping random bits, and like nothing works. So yeah, I'm gonna give up on I'm gonna give up on that. I'm just gonna do the stuff, the packets in the FIFO hack. So right now I have the M2 Air plugged in. Actually, let me boot my. Do I need my hypervisor? Yes, I do. Actually, I have scripts for that now. I pushed this earlier. Mini proxy client tools. There's the where is that? Picocom sec will give you the secondary consoles. And then tools. Also, apparently you need to reboot that because it didn't actually run. That's a bit weird. Does that work? No. I mean, just reboot it. The Mini doesn't support hot plugging, so if the USB dropped for some reason, the connection drops. Hopefully that works now. Yeah, that works. So yeah, I have a few interesting scripts now for running Linux under the hypervisor and stuff. Because I realized that our documentation there was terrible. So let's see if I can get U-boot. First, let's see if I can make this work. How was my holiday in Europe? It was, let's just say the flights were interesting. I'm not sure if it was a holiday, because I was actually mostly volunteering for Escalade Encounter, as I do every year, except, it's the first time since COVID hit that I actually go there. But, yeah, that was okay. So, yeah, I started writing this code and everything's broken. So, OFMTP. This is... Yeah, needs to go there. I don't actually know too much about how U-boot does these things, so... I should probably also move this in here. Add a target set, which is... Set of targets. And I can probably just do that. Make that active, and hopefully that helps build stuff. Yep. All right. CPU control read L. Where is that? Hold on, let me just open a few things from U-boot. I'm not very familiar with the U-boot codebase, so. Mark Goodman said the N1 Max 4 die was scrapped by Apple. Said it was supposed to be released at the DC. You know, the 4 die was not released. Yes. I don't know if that was ever even a concept at Apple, but I guarantee that if it was scrapped like years ago, because the silicon does not and cannot support that. So either he got that wrong, or his information was like so out of date that it cannot be reliable. Basically, by the time he mentioned that, it was already definitely scrapped. So, if it was ever a thing, I need ASM IO, I guess. All right. I need an ASC in there. All right, and then the registers, which I can just kind of copy and paste. This should probably eventually be abstracted out, but it's so trivial. It's like one register, right? That it's probably not worth it. Oh, that actually built. That's surprising. Is audio working on M2 Asahi? I haven't actually tested the speakers, but I think they should work. But they're disabled as usual for safety reasons. And the audio jack is blocked on the same chip support as the M1 Pro and M1 Max. So once that works, it'll work on M2. Okay, so that should start up the coprocessor, and then we need to actually initialize RTKit, boot it. That should be most of that. Oh wait, no, I wasn't. I just realized I wasn't gonna do this like this. I'm dumb. I'm gonna where is that? I was using a different driver because that needs to bind to a separate OF node, and that's not gonna work. I forgot about that. Sorry. Yeah, I was gonna move this to a different driver. RTKit helper. So that needs to move here. That's already there. Yeah, that already has the boot stuff. Is this in the kconfig? Not quite. I think it's just in the make file. Yeah, if it has the keyboard, it compiles RTKit helper, so that's fine. And that should probe. So then I need to make this depend on that somehow. So hold on. So this can go away. We don't need RTK. We don't need ASC. We don't need the mailbox. We just need the keyboard stuff. And then the probe function needs to find this, and then we need to reference the other thing from the p handles. So let me just remove this for now. Well, you can get OFMTP. We'll figure out the U-class stuff later. But for now, just call that the helper, return 0 here, make sure that builds, and then, yeah, I'll see when that probes. I also want to print when the helper probes, just to see what's going on. I also need to figure out how I'm going to do the, I think this might not probe because of the way it's done in the device tree. So, yeah, again, I'm not entirely sure how, helper pro. Okay, I do need those things here. The Chan and the RTKit and the ASC. Okay, so that's not building. Why did it build earlier? Wait, no, I'm dumb. Getting confused. Yes, just the helper CPU. Okay, yeah, that builds lots of unused stuff. That's fine. And yeah, we'll call that later the helper probe. But let's see if I can boot that. I can probably use the script to just boot this as Linux with the device trees. Oh yeah, but tools run guest kernel, but that is designed to use device trees, which are in the wrong place for that. Maybe I can just add a new option for that. Kernel-based args, init ramfs. Because I'm going to use the kernel device trees, but... And then I need to compile those. I could copy them to U-boot, but that's just more annoying. Things don't have, like, real options here, so... well, yeah. Let's just make a quick thing. Let's just do something like that, and I can use -K to give it the actual kernel, then I can pass U-boot there. And then I can just do that. Oh, is that gzip though for U-boot? I don't think so. Does it need to be? Yes, it needs to be gzip for that to work, unless I make it the last thing. Yeah. Let's move that into a separate thing. And then maybe I can just do if the kernel. How do I check for a pattern match here? Does this work in SH? If I do, no, that doesn't work. I think that works in Bash. Yeah, that works with the double things. Let's just do it like that. That does work, right? Yeah. I'm not the greatest shell script coder, by the way. Else kernel append to mini Linux. Else otherwise gzip it. Do you have any idea if Rust supporting the Linux kernel is at a point that Alyssa can write the driver in it? Alyssa? I thought it was Lena doing that. It's not merged yet, but it looks like it's going to be merged soon, so we'll see. Yeah, kernel gzip kernel fs. Yeah, that should work. Let's see if I can use that. Tools run guest kernel -k dot uboot uboot no dtb bin dot linux That should use those device trees, which are fine for now. I might change some things later, but that's okay. And then I need to pass anything else. No, just the arguments, which I don't care about because it's U-boot. Okay, let's see if that works. Maybe not. Oh, not dash D $1. I guess just do that. Okay, that did not work. Do I know if there's oh, for the rest stuff? I don't think there's an any ETA for the rest stuff, but it looks like it's gonna happen soon. Okay. Binding driver, RTKit helper minus 96. What is 96? Actually, can I just index this? Oh yeah, the dash n and not z. Someone else mentioned that. Like, as I said, I am not the greatest shell coder. Yeah. $96 is a PF protocol family not supported? What? That doesn't make any sense. Wait, or instead of and? Where? I don't have any ands there. So, okay, let's see what happened there. RTKit helper. So probe function didn't get called, so that's not useful. Just run it again. That's build. Where am I here? I should just pop that out somewhere else. Error binding driver RTKit helper. I think that just means there's yeah, something's dumb. There's a probe function that's not getting called. Maybe it's the U class not being compiled. Maybe it's that, yeah. Yeah, it's probably just that. Yeah, look as yeah. I'm actually not sure if that's the right config option for that, but then I guess that needs to depend on that. MTP keyboard depends on DM keyboard and MISC. That probably needs to be fixed later to be a bit saner, but for now it'll work. Actually, I should make that just build U-boot behind that. Okay, there we go. Now it doesn't fail. That's expected because we don't pass the other stuff. So did it actually... No, I think it's not showing early debug. Because it should have called the probe function because we did, I think. I'm not sure actually, but I think there's an early debug stuff. Early debug or something. Yes, debug UART. Yes. And then I need to pass that. Wasn't that? No, because we don't pass that. Anyway, this is an M2, so... Oh. Wait. Am I in the wrong branch for that? I think I'm in the wrong branch for that. Oh, yeah, it's an Asahi sock. Hello. UART should be here. Where am I? Huh? Wait, where did... yeah. I think this isn't the def config, and then the input clock is 24 megahertz. Doesn't matter anyway, because it's virtual. Don't think we need anything else. Might as well show that. And we don't actually need to initialize it. Okay, that should work. Dot uboot. Make this h10 and tools on guest. Okay, debug UART. Still not getting the probe though. So that clearly didn't work. Is it because if nothing asks for the driver, it doesn't get probed? No, that doesn't make a lot of sense though. Might be though. Yeah, it might be that if nothing actually opens the device, it doesn't get probed. Okay, so how does that work? How do I make something depend on the mixed device? Let's look see if we can find an example of that. So there's oh, you cascade device by name. Interesting. Oh, and it just rebooted. That's interesting. Oh yeah, because it enables the watchdog, right? I think Ubit enables the watchdog. Don't really care. Yeah, so this is just getting it by name, but I don't care about by name. I want to get it by the device tree. Oh, that's more like it. By OF offset. That's more like what I want. Node offset by compatible. Okay, what do we have for you class get device by? OF node. That's what I want. Okay, so let's see if I can get the keyboard probing and if that will actually... dev structure device dev. So if I put the helper in here, So I got a priv helper of MTPU class misc. That needs so that should get that helper probe, get my p handle. And then I just did we get the keyboard probe though? I do expect the keyboard to probe because we expect keyboards, but it's not though. That's also not good. Let's see if I can at least call that. Dev. I don't think that's going to do anything. Yes, I know that died. Unless I'm just messing up and the debug isn't quite doing that yet. Yeah, that's... Oh, is it because keyboard support is disabled in the hypervisor? There was something for that. There was a thing for that. Where was that? It's probably in the Mac Apple board.c. You class find device keyboard. Wait. Oh no, but this is just the standard out path though. Now this is fine then. It should still be probing the keyboard. I think. Unless the frame buffer stuff does that. Or unless my like early debug isn't actually working. Um Debug UART board in it. No, not the... No. Is that it? The SPL stuff? No, because we don't use that for M1. I don't think so. I'm just going to do that to see if we get any errors. No, that... Yeah, I think it's not probing for some reason. Oh, wait, no, of course it wouldn't, because it's not finding this device. Because it's not in the bus. So I need a thing for that. Yeah, let's just... It's because this is not a simple bus. A simple bus. Was it a dash on that? Yeah. Driver score simple bus.c. That matches those compatibles. Yeah. I think we just call that. There's a U-class simple bus. Yeah, I think we can just add a really dumb thing down here and that'll work. Just kind of copy and paste that. Probably just put it in the same file because it doesn't really matter, but we don't I don't think we need that translate function. No, that's already in there. Simple bus post bind. And then we just return that. And then post bind is there. No, channel post bind. It doesn't need to translate. I think we can. I think the regular translate function should do it. It doesn't get called anywhere, so hopefully that's implicit somewhere. Post bind driver. No channel bus. Could just add the compatible there, to be honest, but simple bus plat. What is that? Simple bus. Need that include. Oh wait, U-class driver. Oh no, I don't need that. Because the U-class driver is already there for simple bus. So I can just add the compatibles and then a U-boot driver, and then I don't need any of this. And hopefully that works. So then I just need to get the Apple, dock channel thing and treat it as a simple bus. I don't know if we need a pre-relock. I don't think we need that. Was that set for RTKit helper? No, that's OS repair. Yeah, I don't think we need that for this one. Let's see if that builds. Yes, it does. Aha, okay, yes. That probed. That probed and it didn't even fail. That's good. So that just gets the helper CPU, but it... Wait, why is this called RTKit help? Oh, yeah. Let's just gonna get RTKit helper. Makes a bit more sense. So I get confused. And then indeed, that's where it called this one. So okay, so it works. So it isn't. It is in fact doing it on demand. That's good. That explains that. So we know that gets called, and it's not even failing. It's actually booting it. That's actually kind of surprising. Yeah, because the darts and bypass, the DAP is all set. Okay, so that's just kind of all working. So that's good. Cool. And then that means that's booted, so we can actually just go on and run the check stuff. And the cool thing is that we don't actually need to do anything here other than register the the keyboard. And then just the poll function is the only thing that needs to like do anything. So this is actually going to be a very simple driver. You'll see. This is like the dumb version of the, that thing I spent 1,700 lines making, like implementing for Linux with the trackpad and everything. Yeah, might as well just do that. Return ret. Leave the print in there for now. I don't need that p-handle stuff anymore. Control, nope. And then the input device. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. If I look at the SPI keyboard, it's going to be very similar. Input, UC priv input. Yep, that's fine. Dev, read keys, Apple MTP keyboard, check. Add tables, input false, or copy dev name, MTP keyboard. Yeah, that's good. And then we return the standard IO register. That should be all there is to that. And then this function is just going to be reading the doc channel. So I need some doc channel registers. I'm going to look at the mini code for that. Which is not open. Oh, yeah, no, I do need to at least get the registers here. So let's do that. I need to get the data, not the thresholds. I don't care about those. I only care about the data registers. But because of the stuffing back into the FIFO hack, I'm going to have to represent those here also, which is a bit ugly. Let's call it remote config remote data. Yeah. And then those were, I have it listed here in the doc channel 8000. Yeah, it's the next one. Is it 28? It's 28 20,000. Yeah. Okay, so it's, wait, no. If I am 8 and C, then the partner is 0 and 4. And Linux doesn't care about the extra ones, but U-boot will. At least until we implement KXSec, which is a whole different can of worms. Okay, so what we're going to do is going to take this from our ticket helper. But we don't need dev read address pointer. We want to get specific ones by name. Hopefully that's a thing by name. Can I get that by name? Dev read address name. That's more like it, yeah. Yes, that's exactly what I want. Oh. Oh, and then I need to get the pointer, yeah. Read address index pointer, get address. But I don't want it indexed. I want to use the name for this kind of thing. Read address pointer. Just kind of re-implement a strange combination of this. There's a string search thing. And then it does by index. What about the pointers? Index pointer. Oh, it just casts. Let's see if anything uses that. Oh, everything else is just casting it. Well, okay. Yeah, then we can just do that. Local FIFO. And RMT. Just gotta look on RMT. Okay, so let's get data. And then this is on check, sorry. This goes in probe. Should this be dashes? Do we have reg names with dashes in them? I'm not sure if we do, but I think that's more device tree-ish. It's not FDT add or T reg. Okay, is that build? Almost. Oh, it's dev error. I guess we're not using. Oh yeah, I should be using dev error. Why aren't we using dev error? Is that in log? Oh, it's called device compat. That's why. I guess that's because it gets copied from Linux. I don't know if that's like common in here, but a lot of things use it, so I guess might as well use it. And then we can skip that. Build. Yeah, it builds. Apple helper CPU GRUB. Yep, get both registers. Okay, that should do that. So now here we actually read the doc channel, and I need those registers again. So we're going to be using byte reads only because it makes life easier. This is going to be a very simple driver. Actually, Linux has some defines for this too. Hold on. Drivers. Sock Apple. Oh, it's platform, I think. Apple. No, sock Apple. I think I have some defined, so I might as well reuse them. Yeah, these. Data TX8. You only need those, and TX3 and RX count. And then we need to add the shutdown function that just stuffs everything back into the FIFO. And make sure that gets like tied in with the MTP suspend. So we'll see about that. But for now, make it work. Keyboard check. So RX count. And these are all 32-bit registers, so it'll be the same as the RTKit helper stuff. And those are read-L and stuff, I think. Yeah. Pending. Priv local data RX count. Pending is less than 8, which is the header size. Just return. U32, I think, more like it. Otherwise, we're going to just block until we read everything. So we have the header, which I might steal. But this isn't in doc channel, though. That's hid doc channel now. Drivers, hid doc channel, hid. Steal a bit of that. Where is that one? Yeah, header link channel, iFace, pad. Yeah, that's it. Let's actually make a function for that. I do need the priv. How do we get the priv from the input? It's input dev and okay. Struct MTP keyword priv. And this can never fail, to be honest. Well, we could have a timeout, but I think we can live without the timeout for now. Actually, there was a wait. Maybe we can steal that from the NVMe stuff. The timeout. Yeah, like that one there. In timeout start. So the timeout I guess 500 milliseconds sustained for that. Maybe 100. It should never be that long anyway. Once a packet starts to arrive. And yeah, this is going to break horribly if it actually times out, but that should never happen. Not going to do partial packets or anything in that case. Okay, so while size, just do size t. Actually, yeah, int equals 0. If there's no packets available, do that. Otherwise, buff equals read L priv plus data rx8, and that returned that stuff in the top bits. Yeah. Size minus minus should work. Yeah, something like that. If it does not equal 0, then break. And then we, in the keyboard check, and just check for pending. And then do doc channel read. Should always succeed. Priv. Okay, then we read the header. We're going to need a buffer for the init packets. And that's going to be as big as the FIFO because we're restricted by that. So I need to get a U32 from that, like that, because the FIFO size is specified there. FIFO size property. Priv FIFO size, which should be a U32 then. So just do it like that. Get the helper, and then if we get this far, we can afford to alloc that. So priv. How do you alloc in U-boot? Is it just malloc? I guess it's just malloc. No, it's tools. Not tests. Give me actual driver malloc or something. I guess it's just malloc. init data equals malloc. Okay, so then we get the init data. Actually, might as well use a U8 pointer for that. And so then the trick here is that all we have to do is read these headers, figure out if it's so what are the headers on this? Actually, just do print k here first. Header channel. The length is that, and the interface is that. So I don't know if I even want to parse any of the interface stuff, or just kind of assume that if we get hit packets, it's going to be the keyboard. Because it's the only thing I think that is supposed to arrive without any further init, at least on current devices. Or maybe we can just check the packet size and ignore everything else. And so then it would just be... Oh yeah, another thing I can do here is if buff, so we can have it drop packets. And just do it like that. Too much casting. Let's just do this with a proper pointer. Yeah, that'll work. Channel to examine. Yep. Let's see if that builds. Nope. Invited this undefined type Apple spy. It's not spy. This is MTP now. No member named length. There's a yeah. In it, let's put an underscore there. Everything else has an underscore. Why am I doing that? Okay, that builds. Also, why do I have control there? That's not useful. P handle is useful. Okay. That did not print any messages, which is no rec property for remote 5. Okay. Did I get the underscore wrong there? No, I did. Oh, I didn't build that. Yeah. And to build Linux. This might take a while because Ccache is hopefully going to help here. Okay, yeah, it's going pretty fast. I only want to build the device trees anyway, but might as well let it do the whole thing. Because I was doing some kernel stuff and I rechecked things out. Lots of warnings too. I think a GCC update made that start happening. That went fast because everything was cached, by the way. This machine is not that fast at building kernels. Okay. The spammers again. All right. That is not actually running. Wait, get prop? Oh no, that's the auto boot thing. But why is the keyboard not probing though? Is it because it's now actually using the serial as the standard I/O? It might be. Let's make sure check is getting called. It's not. Okay. Yeah, because it has in serial, right? So how do I switch to use the keyboard? I'm not sure if you can even change that from here. Is it a known bug that bootloader boot loops if USB devices are plugged in? I think there's a known bug in U-boot that it will crash if there are like empty card readers and things like that plugged in. Okay, how do I get the actual keyboard in here? Oh. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's a U-boot bug. I should also fix that one. I might do that now that I'm in U-boot mode. It's something dumb. It's just a crash because it tries to like read from an empty slot and fails. Um, and yeah, it's annoying enough that needs to be fixed and should be easy. So, let me. How do I change the? How does this know if it's? How does it decide what input device to use? Mac, Apple, board.c. Oh, it is fixed? Okay, cool. Thanks. Yeah, the std in and std out variables, but how are those set? Ah, okay, yeah. So it's just because we're in current EL1. I'm just going to comment this out because this is a special case now. I'm testing the keyboard from the hypervisor. Yeah, let's just try that. That still is not doing the right thing. Why not? std out should be set to vid console. Chosen frame buffer. Why didn't that work? Tkit. Is there anything else here? I don't think so. Printf debugging. Let's try that. What kind of magic is going on to allow KVM to use Git on M1 Max? So the M1 does support the virtual gig, and KVM just kind of handles the rest. Maz wrote that code. I guess those printfs aren't actually running. Just yeah. So Apple doesn't actually use their virtual gig, even though it's there in the CPU. So that's something we support before Apple themselves do, which is really funny. Why? Okay, that foo worked. The late in it works. Why doesn't board? Oh, is this only when running payloads? Might only be running payloads, but then why? Then how do I get the keyboard to actually? Is this a different thing then? Or is this not set? Oh. No, that is set. Wait, so is this only for the payload for Linux? Oh, is it because the environment? No, but I do have those patches. How does this work? Oh, does am I just like not registering this properly? Oh, it should. STDIO register, spy keyboard. Oh, is there a thing for spy keyboard? Ah, that's why. That's it. Huh? Oh, I guess that changed everything. Okay. I guess that gets included everywhere. Now I'm gonna get spam, am I not? Yes. Okay. Ooh, that's very, yeah, the console is getting spammed. Okay, let's turn that off. Undo all this nonsense. And then I don't actually care about this that much, but that might be important for GRUB, so let's take it. Does that matter? I'm not sure. But yeah, no, let's leave it just in case. Okay, so now an MTP keyboard. Don't print the checks. Do print the messages, and let's see what we get. That's not gonna work. Be on the first one because it's gonna get very. Oh, it didn't actually get anything. Okay, that's not working then. Maybe the CPU did not initialize. The cool thing is that I have a tracer for this. The not cool thing is that I can't instantiate it from here. Can I just pop everything and use the... that's a bit annoying. Guess kernel. Okay, so init manifest quotes not 3. I might change the script to actually use proper arguments so I can pass things to the hypervisor. Okay, I'm not going to spend time on that right now. I'll just hack it in here. Trace MTP. Huh? Oh, because that's under tools now. Yeah, sure. Okay, so it did, yeah, I think it's crashing because I'm probably doing something wrong. But so it does initialize the, management, syslog, and the other two. It gets the buffer from that. That's crash log. Oh, what is type 7? Oh, that's the power status. But then we don't say it's AP power. Yeah, I think this is another U-boot trying to be too smart with RTKit thing. Where is that? RTKit helper, RTKit. Yeah, 7 is the ACK, but I bet if we don't set AP power, this isn't going to work. Also, this null return is a terrible idea. Endpoint 4. Is that because... Oh yeah, we do need to give it a buffer for that, don't we? Oh, that's probably just crushing it then. Is if I run it from... If I use the MTP, if I just run that, we'll see what the Python does. Yeah, it starts, gets the IO rep. Yeah, we need a buffer for that. Handle buffer request. Why is it returning 0? If not buff is mapped, not. Yeah, buff DVA. Let me just print up some stuff here. Our ticket and UBIT supports just the NVMe. Well, I mean, yes, but this shouldn't be very different from the NVMe. Yeah, 0 map 0. Okay, so not is mapped. Why? Oh, buff. Oh, yeah, because it doesn't allocate anything. I guess I do need a set of buffer thing, like NVMe uses. Shmem setup does. Oh yeah, we need to actually allocate. I should just add like an alternate, like a default here. Yeah, just have like a default thing that just adds a buffer, passes it directly. That makes sense. And then shmem destroy, freeze it. If there's a buffer, does that even get called? Yeah. That's kind of backwards. Shmem destroy. Might as well just do it like this, I guess. Oh, dot buffer. Yeah, it's the same thing, just what was the warning there? Oh yeah, that. Okay, now it actually gave it 2 addresses? That is wrong for the crash log one. I did get IO report, so it's not crashing anymore. But why is it allocating? Oh, else if not buff DVA. Yeah, only in that case. So we do get the IO reports. Okay, so at least it's not crashing anymore. Let's see if not changing that buffer fixed it. Okay, that did not. I think we are going to need to set the AP state for this to boot, which is annoying. Because then syslogs won't happen, I think. See, I'm really not a fan of this stub RTKit implementation that doesn't actually support all the important things. Uh, Git pull. Just call it RT-Git pull and then a timeout. What units is that in for the inbox receive? That's long. And we're just gonna move all this in there. It's really not that hard to implement RT-Kit like more properly than it was done until now. So I've never been a fan of that. So let's refactor a bit. Timeout, timeout. If red 0, return red. Point. Yeah, so assuming this is always going to be coming from the yeah. Return red, en val. Crash log of a request. Continue would be more like return 0. Expected endpoint, and then set IOP power state ACK. Yeah, so here we just do that. And we need to put the power state. Power state is on sleep. That's just an int. Let's actually change those. ACK. Turn 0. Okay, so then here, just set that to sleep. AP power to sleep. While priv IOP power does not equal on. And then we just call pull. Priv time at 1 sec. Reader return ret. That should be enough for that. RT-Kit pull. AP power. Yeah, that should work. So in this case app RT-Kit management. We don't have those, do we? Yeah, those should be here in hardware, no, in firmware, ASC management. AP power ACK is the same as set AP power, which is B. Which is 11. AP power. So we handle those. That returns 0, default, expected message type foo, but I am just going to ignore those. Because it's better than like failing on unexpected messages. Okay. So hopefully that doesn't break anything. It does. Ret undeclared. Ret undeclared poll. Yes, int ret. Message on. Yeah, okay, we're moving all these things there. Maple inbox message. To go in here. What else is missing? Endpoint. And message type. Priv didn't I already pass that? Move returns are outside the switch. Well, they need breaks anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Priv. Oh, it's just RTK is what I called that, I think. Wait, where am I? Here. RTK priv. Yeah. And here, the same thing. It's just RTK. Okay, that builds. Is M2 MacBook Air supported? Yes, that's actually what I'm testing on right now. Okay. So that did not break anymore, and now we're going to need to set the AP power. But because I don't know if I want to do this for NVMe, but we do it in Mini though, and I guess I might as well make a separate function for that. Let's just say bool power. I think that one doesn't actually matter. It can always be just quiesced. Is that what we use in Mini? RTK. Yeah, we set AP power to quiesced. Wait, were we? What was I setting in Mini? Let me just double check to make sure that's not why this wasn't rebooting. Because I never tried different AP powers. I was trying different IOP powers. There's management here. When we did the stop, we set AP power to 10. Yeah, that is quiesced. Wait. Yes, I set it to 10 and then wait for that. I should try different powers there. It probably won't matter, though. I don't think it's going to let me reboot. But I should try that. But yeah, okay, that should be quiesced. Actually, more like... Yeah, that'll work, I guess. Set AP power, so in here, in the helper, after boot. AP power. RTKit power. What was that called? Da, da, da. On. And then in RTKit. And then if RTK AP power does not equal... Actually, that one should be quiesced. That's the one we expect. If it's not equal quiesced, then ret equals set AP power RTK. So always quiesce it if it's not that already. If ret isn't 0, return ret. And we wait for that. Might as well check that. If RTK power equals power state, return 0. Do not try to set it again. AP power state, power state, power state. AP management send, yes. Return 0. Management poll, yep, return 0. Okay. Build. Not quite. Why? Yeah, we don't need a start. We don't need a stat either. Adder, that's not used either. P handle is also not used. And what's actually failing there? Message undeclared, yes. Message. And I need an intret. Okay, that builds. So that's probably going to break because it's going to try to send syslogs, but I actually need that. So I'm going to have to implement syslog. Yeah, see, you get the syslog in it, and then that's that's something we need to deal with. Yep, we're going to need to do that. I'm pretty sure it's not going to work without that. Because I'm going to see that right now. Let me just try it with the experiment. We're going to see how the... So if I run the experiment right now... Yeah, so it starts there, gets the report, and then, you know, gets syslogs and stuff. If I don't set the AP power state, AP power rack, so there's a wait boot. AP power state. When do we send that? Huh? Boot done. And boot done gets called after the EP starts. So if I don't do that, Yeah, see it. No, wait, because I'm. Yeah. And also, this is happening for SMC too. Wait, boot. I don't know if that's gonna work for SMC. I'll try it. Probably won't matter right now anyway. Yeah, see it. Was that SMC or 8? Yeah, it was SMC, but why did it? Oh, because I 8 a 0. Oh, the frees that I just added are all freeing the same object. I forgot to change that. Oh yeah, sorry. Thanks for that. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the IRC too much. Yeah, see. Interesting. So it even hangs. It doesn't even restart properly. Oh, no, it's because I'm setting it to 1. Yeah, so it does. Yeah, so it doesn't run any of the MTP stuff without setting the AP power. So that is required. Which means we need to implement syslog. Which isn't that bad. It just means that we need to actually support that here. Endpoint map. RTKit pull. And then in syslog, the handling for that was syslog init. We can just ignore. And then for log, we just ack it. And for those, I think we just act the same thing we received. Yeah. So that should take care of the syslog init, which means that AP init is going to work. Aha, yes, now there's data. Now there is data. Okay, so the first one we get... Let's get rid of the DVA. Printf, don't need that anymore. Channel 0, that's not right. And we're not actually getting any messages. Wait, 240, what? That's not right. What am I reading? What did I actually get? No, obviously something's broken here. If buff p++. Oh, well, yeah, that's more like. Why is that not printing? Is that not in my... Did I get that wrong? Oh, it's 1C. I think I just got those defines wrong then. Ah, yes, I got just that one wrong. And I never noticed because we always read in 32-bit chunks in the kernel. Interesting. Okay. That was a nice bug to find. So then we get, we read from RX8. That should actually work then. And then bfbuff, actually put it in the buffer. Otherwise, we can just drop things. Okay, try running that again. Okay, now we're going to get some weird stuff. Yes. Okay, so now, yes. Channel 12, L50, interface 0, that looks about right. And then everything else is broken because we're not actually reading the messages. So if the interface is 0, is it called management? It's called com. Slash com init messages. Let's say com init messages for the next stage. This is 0. Then we can do actually print that. Priv FIFO size minus priv init size. If space is less than header.length plus size of header plus 4 for the checksum. Out of buffer space for init messages. And then we just read priv just drop it. Else memcopy, actually it's a save byte, equals priv init data size p, copy the header, increment that by the size of, then need a comma there. Doc channel read priv, put that in p. Actually, we can just do it like this. And then in its size, so print init message if it's interface 0, otherwise still print it. Well, let's see what we get. This should be enough to get keystrokes. I'm just going to do dummy read here so it doesn't break. Oh yeah, d bytes need. I took an OS class in college, but I feel like I don't have the skills to do what you're doing. What do you recommend for people like me to get your skill level? Just work on stuff. There's no ooh, that's not working. There's like no magic. It's just just work on projects. I wish there was like some easier answer, but yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Also, that's not working. Did I not set FIFO size? No, it should be there. Yeah, just find projects that you're interested in, and practice really. Oh, I just noticed Linus here. She's the developer of the VTuber software, the open source VTuber software that Lena uses. So if you're interested in the open source VTubing, check out Inoch2D. And she also has a Patreon, so if you're interested in that kind of stuff, you might want to support her. Space buffer. Cannot reserve. Whoa, okay. Have 80? That's not right. Uh, should be 800. How do I end up with 80 there? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, duh. Okay, that's more like it. Well, that's just because of tracer, of course. Yeah, okay, that's working. So we get one length 50, another length 50. Those are the GPIO units. Then these would be 5 descriptors. And then, yeah, if I type on the keyboard, I get keyboard messages. And those would get dropped. So then that's very simple now. The only thing I need to do is, again, this is going to be a very simple implementation. Else if header.length equals 14. And the channel should also be 12. And this x14. Then we need the subheader. Else unknown message. Oh god, the bots. 18. Yep, read that. Should probably check the return values from these. I guess I should probably just print here and then skip it on the others. But I don't have the dev on that. Might as well pass the priv, I guess. Press the dev, sorry, not the priv. Then get it again there. Dev. Oh, and this should return something. Duck channel read. Yeah, just use the red stuff. Put that in there. Red 0. Size plus need. Duck channel read. Yep. Am I streaming this on Asahi powered Mac laptop too? Not yet. So he says. Mostly because I'm waiting for the GPU to make this my main workstation, even though I have been using it for a few weeks while I was away. So I could be doing this on Asahi, no problem. But mostly I want an actual big screen. I don't want to use the. Well, there's two things. I want an actual big screen, and using a big screen is actually still a bit too slow with. It's too slow with the M1. If I tried to get like a 4K screen, probably. And we don't support external monitors on the M1 Pro Max, so once that works, I'll switch. Return ret. Channels of header channel 0. Okay, so we read that into the buff. Otherwise, we drop it. I think you would just want 80 character lines. We don't need to print those eventually. And then for this one, let's just read. And we need to skip the subheader, which was how large? That's not a duck channel. Duck channel hid subheader. It's flags unknown length red code. I don't think we actually care about that. Let's just skip it for you, Boot. Condition red. No, that's not here for errors, so should be fine. Yeah, let's just give it straight to the keyboard driver. We have input here. Yes, we do. And then priv keyboard. Do we have that? Yes. I did init and did I init that? Oh, we don't need. Yeah, it gets initialized to 0. That's fine. And then just buff plus the size of that subheader, which was, where's that? Uh, 8 bytes. And then the packet size is then C. Yeah. ret undeclared. Comma. Okay. Hey, it works. I'm typing on the keyboard. That was easy. Let me turn off that tracer. That's ridiculous. So that wasn't that hard. Now I need to do the reinjection though, so it can actually boot Linux. Where's that shell script? That. Yeah, it works fine. Yeah, works fine. Okay, so, but Linux isn't going to work, I guarantee. So the first thing I need to do is the, let's close that. So the RTKit helper, now everything got closed here. Drivers, Arch, ARM, Apple. Yeah, so this one first, and remove that needs to shut down. That's gonna work. The CPU control, I think it's okay to unset that. But now the trick is that I need to there's an ordering issue here. I need to make sure the helper shuts down before before we stuff the stuff back in the FIFO. Where is that checked? Is that checked? Is that even checked anywhere? Oh, because it's an alias. Ah. Wait. DM remove devices flags. DM remove active all. Yeah. OS prepare. Yeah, so it removes those, but there's an ordering issue. Let's just test. There we go. Device remove. Oh, is that a... Yeah. Uh, yeah, so it does that for the non-vital devices. Name flag vital. Is that just like inverted somewhere? Yeah, okay, it just does. Yeah, it's kind of done weirdly here. Okay. Yeah, so device remove flags. I can probably just call device remove on that then. So then in the MTP driver, where we get the rticket helper, yep, get device value of node, priv helper, and then in the remove callback, which I don't have, which I need. And I also need the OS prepare flag on that. So, and the remove callback, make sure we have a helper, get our priv. Normal remove flag set. Yeah, that. So that should kill the rticket stuff, hopefully cleanly. Also, the way that one is done for shutdown, set AP power. Oh, it just does one of those. Yeah, we should actually do that properly. IOP power does not equal power state. Yeah. Okay. Reboot. So now in MTP, we stuff everything back in the FIFO. Its size. Yeah. It's right L. And just stuff it into the dock channel. Well, actually, I want to make sure that it's empty first. Which I guess means just calling Apple keyboard check. Input config. Oh, I think it's just supposed to return one. Yeah, but we did return one there. But I guess just check for that while pending call keyboard check. Data Rx count. Yes. Not sure how we should handle that, but I guess something like that. And then the write L, but this is actually going to be What are you writing the? Oh no, that's in the RTGet helper. Write L, yeah, control, yep. Local, prev remote plus data tx8. Okay, so this is my amazing hack for handoff. Does it compile? Nope. UC priv. We need that. And also, I might as well in here just skip the whole keyboard report thing if there's no helper, because we obviously need a helper for that to work. Device remove. Where is that? That. Include DM device internal, I guess. No. Dash. Okay, that compiles. Now where am I? So that should not actually do anything because we're not booting anything right now. Should just fail the auto boot. And now I just need to set that FDT option to what? Reboot. Actually, yeah, I can just read it from here. No, I can't. I need to go to Tools, Shell. I keep forgetting what the correct EFI partition things are, but I can look it up in the in here. Guess I can just say base. Just read some stuff. Is it p.base? U.base? Oh, that did not work. Oh, because of the because of the stack stuff. Actually, you know what? Where's the top of kernel data? That should not crash. Oh. Yep. It's not working. I thought top of kernel data. Oh no, because there's other stuff there. Yeah. Third base, fifth base. Yeah, that includes like the other random crap. Yeah, no, that won't work. That's actually ends at the top of the stack, but I can't get the registers easily. Heap base. Oh, is it heap? No, heap base is the that's heap base. Top of normal RAM. Yeah, I don't have the payload stuff printed anywhere here. Yeah, let me just use the there's a region RxEL1. That's not. I should just add a thing for that. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. That's what I wanted. Those things, and that will chain load Linux, but it's not going to chain load the Linux I want, because what's installed is not what I want to boot. Because it may or may not work with the existing kernel. It may or may not work because it depends on the probe order of RTKit. It might time out, or it might not. I think there was a thing for embedding a kernel into U-boot, and I don't remember how that worked. Linux PY had a thing. Yeah, U-boot. I might just use this. This hack. Won't work in the hypervisor, but that might be okay. If it works, whatever. But first, let's try the existing Linux. And either way, I can just kind of debug this ordering thing without using the U-boot, and then just kind of mix both together. So I need let's just pass those chosen things in here. And again, I'm just going to hack this script because it's easier that way. Init ramfs, and then pass these things in. Oh, we don't need chain load, just the chosen thing is fine. Okay, let's try running that, see if we get a Linux. Okay, so let's break using the keyboard so we get some stuff. And then... Was it run or... Yeah. Okay, I got GRUB. And enter worked in GRUB, that's good. Got Linux. Yeah, it works! Awesome, you can't see it, but trust me, the touchpad's working. The keyboard's working. Everything's working. Everything worked. So yes, there's a race condition right now where something might time out, but also that broke. What was the break on here? Something. Sometimes the console here gets really confused. Oh no, it's because I put the comment in there, so now Linux is not using the standard. Yeah, undo that. But yeah, that works. Okay, so that worked surprisingly on the first try. Let me commit this first to U-boot because there's a bunch of changes. So I did add the. That's MTP keyboard. Yeah. Don't put that in there yet. So first, let's add the RT-kit changes. Big keyboard, not that one yet. We can do those later. But yeah, this stuff to get pull. Actually, what's the ARM Apple. I guess there's. Yeah, it's just ARM Apple, I guess. I just take it. Oh, and also I should I need to export that poll function, and I should call it when we pull the keyboard, just to make sure we don't overflow the syslog buffer or something, because Apple could add things there. It doesn't print that much until you start initializing more things, but yeah, let's be safe here. RT-kit poll. We can just call that here. Probably doesn't actually matter. If we have a helper, otherwise it's done. Oh, yeah, but now that needs to run in the helper. How do I do that now? Oh yeah, I guess I can just get the private. Yeah, I need to anti helper poll, I guess. Is there any uClass stuff that is actually useful here? I wonder. The first Apple Silicon hardware and OS. You mean the original M1 didn't ship with everything ready? Yeah, at shipping. It was like what, a month or so until it was actually usable. And then the Bless 2 stuff was kind of painful until that got added later. But yeah. Thanks to everyone at Apple for making this possible. Like, because a lot of people don't realize that there's a lot of work that went into allowing third-party OSs on Apple Silicon. It's not just like not locking it down. There's like a whole framework for this and specific features for it. Okay, so how to do that? Anti-git pull. So yeah, let me see if there's an ops that I can use for this for a uClass. Is there a misc? Oh, okay. There's apparently like misc read and misc write, misc IO control, misc. Okay, that's kind of funny. I didn't realize that misc had all this junk. Oh, there's a set enabled. That's interesting. We could have used that for the RT-kit on-off, but that's not what I want. What other uClasses are there? Hmm. DMU class ID. It's technically a remote proc, but that's probably also going to have a lot of crazy things we don't need. NOP is kind of what we want, but how about NOP? Is that a NOP.h? No. Yeah, there's no ops for NOP. What about the remote proc? Yeah, it's gonna have a lot of random stuff we don't need. This is like all the Linux remote proc stuff. Well, ping is what we want, actually. That would kind of work. Yeah, you could use remote proc start and stop and ping. Oh, but there's rproc init, which initializes everything, which is not necessarily what I want. And then there's like div init based on ID, but this is not an ID. We use the device tree. Nah. I think I'm just gonna put the helper stuff in the header file, and we can just call it directly. We can shave this Refactoring review, but I'm just gonna keep it simple for now. Yeah, actually, I'm just gonna do rtket shutdown. It's called rtket helper pull. And then how does the mailbox stuff deal with timeouts? Because I need to send this with a timeout of 0. Rticket.c timeout. If it's 0, how does that eno data is what you get? Is that correct for Apple Inbox? Yes. Oh, and I guess the core is doing the polling. Where is that? Drivers, mailbox, uClass. Yes, that's it. No. Oh, okay. So this one does return he timed out. Yes. Helper poll. I guess we can just check that in the parent. And we can kind of just ignore the return value on that because we can't really do much with that here anyway. Priv helper, was it that? Yeah. Does that compile? Nope. Helper poll, timeout. Yeah. This is not guard. Oh, what happened here? Init data. Just a bad paste. Okay. Don't talk about the spammer. It doesn't help. You're just like adding spam to the spam. Okay. What was I doing? Yes, making sure that we pull in the read path. And oh, if we have a helper, otherwise don't. Let's see if that works. Okay, let's let it auto boot and then hit enter and yep, in GRUB that worked. Yeah, and I got the console. That's cool. Oh yeah, because I'm not running debug, so it doesn't show the actual kernel spam, but that's fine. And indeed, it still works. Okay. So now the kernel side, yeah, let's commit everything now. That's one thing I wanted to do. Yeah, so let's add the pull function to that. No, not the helper though. Not that. Oh, I did add this, yeah. That can just be exported. Sorry, done in the same commit. And then let's add the buffer stuff. It's ARM Apple. And then the helper stuff. How's the GPU? Still a work in progress. So Asahi Linux is working on that, so follow her if you want updates on the GPU. Sure handles the NTP device. The only thing is that this shouldn't actually be submitted to U-boot until the Linux driver is first submitted, because we need to get the device tree bindings and this whole approach like worked out. Okay, and now the keyboard. How does this work? Apple Spy keyboard. Apple MTP keyboard. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Let's make this a branch. And obviously the Red Edge branch is kind of old anyway. Yeah, let's just make an MTP support branch and push that. Okay, that looks good enough for that. Even though technically there is a race condition on the Linux side, I'm actually tempted to just outright do a U-boot release in the dev channel for now and just see what people will think about it. And then I can fix the race. Because it is getting a little bit late. So that sounds more useful, actually. So yeah, let me do that. Give me 1 second. I'm going to grab my build machine and plug it in because it's not right now. So hopefully that boots. Yep. So let's do a little release. Ah, yeah, port forwarding failed for. It's because I reinstalled that and probably messed up the forwarding. How do I? Oh yeah, because it's because I'm 1000 now. Am I not? Yeah, and that's because yeah. One second. I'm just gonna get my SSH config. Sorry about that. So hopefully that works now. No, okay, but now at least it's the right place. Um, that is probably just the SSH config not set up properly now. Oh, that is the right path though. I forgot what needed. Mint old. Let's see. SSH deconfig. Did I need any? I do need the accept key, otherwise that's gonna break. But do I have that? No, I don't. So I do need that. Um, I did not type my password right. Ah, that's not what I want. That was my GPG key hash. Where did that? Oh, it came from like the previous Vim clipboard or something, I guess. I don't know. That was weird. Yeah, I guess that makes sense that it would work like that. HHD, yeah. But that's not the only problem though. Why is the port forwarding not working? Do I not have the extra socket? I do have the extra socket. It is July 30. Yeah, that's probably when I logged in. That's actually probably when I restarted the daemon. Oh, is that because there's already an SSH GPT agent here? Probably. No. Let me just remove it, see if that works. Oh, okay, that works, yeah. I don't know. Whatever that was. Wait, run is yeah, it is a tempfs. Okay, and then I'm not sure what's going on with that, but whatever. Yeah, so that should actually be signed packages now. Reboot Asahi. So what I do is I edit the package build. This is all fairly manual right now. 801. And it was 2022-07 RC. Yeah, that was the RC99 thing was a hack because I messed up the versioning. It won't happen next time. And then you boot. I just need that hash. I should start tagging these in the uboot repo, but right now I'm not doing that. Let's get the... uh, 0801. And that should do it. Let's see if it gets the GPG key stuff right. So I'm not sure if that environment thing worked. Actually, did I log in again? I'm not sure if I logged in again. Yeah, I did, because I fixed the... it wants the wrong key. Oh, because that signing thing... Was that the right one? No, that might not be the right one. Oh, is it because... Oh, yes, it's not set. I thought I had that. Anyway, I can just fix that real quick. It doesn't have to be there. I think it was in there. Env. Yeah, I think it's just this one. Or one of them. I have 3 of them. I always forget which one is which. Let's just try that. Whichever one works is the right one. You boot Asahi 801. Nope. Is it this one? No. Oh, that also... Okay, I see. So it fails if it's already... Okay, let's try that one. Nope. Let's try that one. Yes, that's the right one. Can you use as a bootloader for regular x64? I don't know. I guess so. I think it supports x86. Yeah, it does. Okay, so that's signed. Let's try installing it in this machine and rebooting to make sure I didn't break anything on the M1s. Let's just get a reboot. I don't know why the console like size changes when I SSH in and out. I think it has to do with the SSH plugin in console doing something silly. It started happening recently, and I have no idea how to fix it. I hope this actually boots. Yeah, it does. I don't know what happens with that. And also, why... Who created that? Why did that... Is that just the... I don't know. Because run is a tempfs, so it shouldn't stick. Maybe just GNU-PG creates that? I'm not sure. I just figured out a way to fix that. But anyway, yeah, it looks like that works. So... then I do repo add like this, and delete the old package. Don't need that anymore. And add it to the repository. Oh, that again. Export GPG key. Hopefully that works. Yes. Repo, and then I sync dev. That again. Oh, because it's... No, that should be right. Oh, no, it's just because I didn't do it and forward it. Wait. Yeah, SSH keys. By the way, that warning isn't red herring because it's only the public key anyway. I think this is also broken here. That should be right. I got that again. I think that's the right key. No, wait, why did... I think my agent forwarding is being silly again. Hold on, let me just debug this. This is a... Sorry about that. Oh yeah, sorry, it wasn't meant to be silent. Sorry, I forgot. I messed up that scene. But anyway, yeah, no, sorry. This is the problem. Yeah, that shouldn't be in the environment. I need to fix that somehow. Only do it when it's running locally, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, because then if I do that now... Yeah, I get the agent. So I guess it should be set. Something like that. Yeah, that's... This is what happens when like I switch to this machine locally for the trip, and now I'm like switching back to forwarding everything. Yeah. Asahi repo sync dev. There we go. Now it's working. And now we should actually get that stuff in dev. Though none of it's already installed anyway. But yeah, that should be fine. It did sync the repo, so that's good. Okay, so that should be in the dev repo now. If anyone wants to try it on an M2, just updating U-boot should be enough to get you keyboard support in U-boot. Modulo, as I said, there is a race on how the drivers are loaded in the in by the kernel, but honestly, it probably doesn't actually trigger because I think my timeouts are like 1 second, and it's probably quite likely that the driver will load like faster than 1 second. Am I hosting the repos on a cloud servers? They are hosted on a personal server, but then we have a cloud CDN service on top of that. Push the package builds repo too. Yes, and actually I have something on the Linux thing I didn't push, I think. Sahi git package builds. What did I change? Yeah, there's a Linux build I didn't actually push that I think is released though. I always forget to push that. Linux Asahi Asahi 2.1. Yes. Okay, so yeah, I forgot to push that too. Log dot. Yeah. That should be good. Let's take care of the package builds. Okay, so that's that. Should I do that? I'm getting kind of hungry. I should get dinner, to be honest. And it's like 10 p.m. But, okay, tell you what, I'm going to think about dinner, and then if I still have time, although I need to wake up kind of early tomorrow, so it wouldn't be very late. But if I find I have like about 1 hour left or something like that, I will look at the interesting Linux issue I mentioned a little bit, because it also I would test that on this machine, so now's a good time to test that now that this is running. But yeah, I think I should get dinner because I'm getting hungry, and that was nice and productive. So yeah, am I using any GitHub Actions to do releases, etc.? We are using GitHub Actions in Mini to do test builds and like code formatting checks. I think that's about it right now. And yes, we should move towards automating more things, like having GitHub Actions to build packages. Actually, I want to eventually set up the Mac Studio as like a build server at home, and then I can probably set it up as like a GitHub runner that runs, when we push the package builds, it automatically updates packages and stuff. So I want to do something like that eventually, but not right now. So yeah, I think I'm gonna get some dinner, and no promises that I'll be back today, but I might. Otherwise, see you probably tomorrow evening. I'll do another. We'll see. But yeah, that was good. That fixed the U-boot thing, and it worked better than I expected. So yeah, someone needs to update the Fedora U-boot for Linus now. But please wait until I make sure the race isn't there in the kernel, because otherwise it'd be really sad if he updates and it breaks his normal keyboard in Linux. So yeah, see you all. Yep. See you next time. Bye.